And we say good morning to you, North Central Washington, Wenatchee Valley proper, and everybody tuning into this local television station. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Thursday, 4th day of October, 2018. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Hare, news guy to my immediate left. Back after a quick little day off. Cats in control. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
Missed you yesterday.
Well, you know, it was kind of a busy day for me. Some personal things to take care of.
That we all understand.
I guess you know that my ill-fated adventure into travel trailering is ended. We decided to sell the trailer and the truck.
And the truck that comes with it.
Well, we traded the truck in, actually.
Okay.
And a big shout out this morning to the salesman out of town Toyota Center who's helping us not only with the trade-in on the truck, but he's also helping me sell my trailer.
Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah. Chris Holt.
Oh.
If you're looking for a good salesman out there, I highly recommend Chris Holt.
Steve Harris, seal of approval. That's
Good
not,
man.
That's not an easy thing to
Good
get.
man. Thanks, Chris, for all your help.
Yeah, that's going above and beyond.
It really does go. He goes that extra mile
Yeah.
for his customers, and I think that speaks well for the dealership as well, because he's more of an ambassador than a salesman for that company, and that holds true, I think, for any business.
Yeah, any brick and mortar business who, of course, is doing battle with online businesses left and right, you know, as people continue to change their shopping habits and just sit there in their bathrobe and point and click and buy. The brick and mortars are staying alive by knowing what they're doing and giving you outstanding customer service.
Same thing with the folks out at All Seasons.
Sure.
RV. They're very professional, do good work, and thanks for all the help.
I get the same thing at Stan's Merry Mart.
Oh, man.
I go in there with my list and I look lost. If you look lost, it helps. No, I go into Stan's and I go, somebody finds you immediately, and I hand them the list and I follow them like a little puppy dog.
Shop local, folks.
Yeah, that's the
There
way
are
to do
benefits there.
Great. What is it today? Great show for you today. Darci Christoferson, the festival administrator for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. She comes in once a month to give us an update what's going on with those crazy kids. That'll be in the second part of the show. She came in yesterday to tape it. Looking forward to that. All the usual shenanigans apply. Quick little traffic update. You got caught in this yesterday, didn't you, Steve?
Actually, I didn't get caught in it, but I saw it.
Okay.
We've got some road construction work. The DOT has advanced us some information on work that's being done on Highway 28 between East Wenatchee and Rock Island, and that's requiring some 20-minute delays with flagger-controlled traffic. And I actually saw it, the backup in traffic there at the east end of the bypass there on Highway 28, the one that goes past Fred Meyer. But the traffic was stopped there at the east end, waiting for the pilot car. So prepare yourself if you travel between Rock Island and East Wenatchee. Prepare yourself for some delays today.
Or you might want to just take Grant Road all the way to the top and then Batterman Road through the back way.
You can try that way too.
Yeah, that way you can avoid
good
that.
alternate.
So, and it's a pleasant drive.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a pleasant drive. It goes you right by Pangbourne Airport, and the goings-ons at Pangbourne is going to be one of the top stories Steve will have when he tackles news here in just a couple minutes. I got sports. We also have the obscure holiday birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Benatti's opinion today in history. Kennel cameos, because it's Thursday. See if we can get Sullivan the dog home. And I'm a little... you and I talked about this a couple of times when in our radio days. I have a recurring dream, and it happened again to me last night. It hasn't happened in a couple of years, and then boom, it happened again last night. It's the same dream.
And
it's I'm
describe it.
I'm about this tall. I'm about 8 inches tall in my physical in this dream, and I'm trapped in Willie Nelson's laundry hamper down at the bottom of it. And I'm climbing out of Willie Nelson's laundry hamper in this dream, and I'm getting up to the top, and then Willie comes in and he dumps a bunch of dirty clothes on top of me, and I fall down at the bottom, and I work my way back up again. I have that dream, I don't know, every other year or so.
And it and is there a music accompaniment with that? Maybe like Blue Sky?
Let's go around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Local-Tel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. That means you do not, I repeat, you do not have to have fiber run to your house to get screaming fast internet. They just put a dish up, point it to one of our towers, and you are on board, my friends. And one of those towers that has Sky-Fi is that tower. That is our cross camera located.
That's the high definition camera too.
Yeah, that's a 4K camera. We still have to tweak it a little bit. It takes time, and we're not there yet. Luckily, I work with a bunch of people who know what they're doing.
Boy, when you can see the ripples of water down there, that's pretty good. Pretty good resolution.
Man, was it chilly yesterday. 55 was all we got to.
I noticed.
Yeah, that was well below normal. So there you go. There's the Wenatchee Valley. Hi, folks. How you doing today? Look at those high clouds. Camera number 2 is a slow dissolve to our Omi Garden camera with the Otabashian Bridge, the Stimilk complex, plainly in view. That reminds me, I have to go by the Stimilk retail store today and stock up on some fresh fruit.
Yes, they've got some great fruit.
Yeah, this is the time of year to start mowing down the apples. I do my very best to keep the apple economy alive by eating as many as possible. Good shot of the East Wenatchee bench in the general East Wenatchee area from our camera located at the very tip of Omi Gardens. Camera number 3. Kat says, and Kat gets to decide. Kat says, oh, now we have to guess, because that's probably a camera we use a lot, but it's a different angle.
Apple Annie?
That could be Apple Annie's. Wow, Steve, way to go. Heads up, there it is.
There
See,
it
you
is.
zoom it out, and then you have an idea. You get your bearings, and that is our Apple Annie's camera located on the ridge above Apple Annie's in beautiful Kashmir, Washington, and a slow shot down to Kashmir itself. Yes, we can move these cameras around, which is one of the nice things about them. They're not stationary. Good shot there, Kat. There's the Wenatchee River, looking good, and the highway. People making their commute up and about and getting going on this Thursday. And finally, our 4th camera. Kat says, let's go see what's happening at Union Valley. And we moved this camera, Steve, a couple of months ago for reasons unknown. They moved the tower and the camera itself to a slightly different location in the Union Valley area. There is the sleeping elephant that we talked about. You have to use your imagination, but you can kind of sort of see it. Beautiful.
Sleeping or dead?
Sleeping.
Okay, I got it.
Sleeping. That's a bit dark. Yeah, you can see Chelan proper there to your far left, and basically the developments and all that good stuff, and beautiful. And of course, you can see the butte up there with the towers on the far right-hand corner.
And it is indeed a beaut.
It is a beaut of a beaut, isn't it? So that's our tour from around north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley proper with our cameras. Let's take a look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. Going to be warmer today than that. 55. That was all we got to yesterday. Overnight low, Wednesday night, 35. It was cool, and it's going to be cool all this week. Every one of those temperatures that you see, Steve, are below normal for those afternoon highs. Now, the overnight lows are just about normal, but the afternoon highs are well below normal. So this
We'll
cool
see
weather
if
pattern.
we make it to 65. We were expected to get to where yesterday?
Yeah.
What was our forecast?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
60s, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was 61 or 62
We'll
when
see.
we only got to 55. Well, they that wind brought in that cold front, and now the cold front says, hey, I like it here. It's a nice view. It's good people.
Brought us snow to the Stevens Pass.
And Mission Ridge, too, got a little dusting. But there you go. Below normal temperatures. Another system, by the way, is going to work its way through on Friday night. Yesterday at this time, they said there were going to be about a 50% chance of showers on Friday night. They're backing off that a little bit, about a 40% chance of showers Friday night. But if you're going to go out for Friday night football, just be prepared, for some wet weather as possible.
Speaking of Mission Ridge, I know they love seeing those nighttime lows because now they can start making snow. And they're going to get those cannons shooting snow here real soon.
Willie Nelson's laundry hamper. If you know what that means, call me, please. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Steve will have your news. It's 1 minute away. The news with Steve Hare. And you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shainman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And we have a lot to get to on this October 4th. I'm Steve Hare again with your news for North Central Washington. Well, the occupants got out safely, but their Rock Island home was a complete loss after a fire swept through that single-story dwelling Wednesday morning. Douglas County Fire District 2 Chief Dave Baker said the structure, located in the 200 block of Saunders Road, was fully engulfed in flames when crews arrived shortly after it was reported around 4:35 a.m. yesterday morning. Baker said the fire appears to have started in the kitchen area, but the exact cause was under investigation. The fire also torched a vehicle next to the home, as evidenced here in our image provided to us by Douglas County Fire District 2. 3 people were displaced as a result of that fire, and they were being assisted by the Red Cross with emergency shelter. October 7th, by the way, through the 13th is Fire Prevention Week. In collaboration with fire agencies and safety advocates nationwide, the Washington State Fire Marshal's Office is joining forces with National Fire Protection Association to educate us about basic but essential ways to quickly and safely escape a home fire. Officials will be traveling around the state, including stops at Douglas County Fire District 2. That'll be on October 13th. 2 stops in Grant County, 1 at Fire District 3 in Quincy on October 9th, and then at Fire District 3 in George on October 11th. State Fire Marshal's Office said the number of fires in homes has steadily declined over the past few decades, but statistics show a significant increase in injuries and loss of life over the same time period. Elsewhere this morning, winds of more than 35 miles an hour Tuesday caused numerous power outages in Okanogan County. That was Tuesday night, including fanning the flames of a fire in a mobile home park outside Elmer City, about 4 miles from Cooley Dam. Maurice Goodall, the Okanogan County Emergency Management Director, reports the fire destroyed 4 mobile homes, damaged 3 others before jumping State Route 155 and then spreading to about 15 acres of grassland. Over 40 personnel from several agencies battled that blaze, located on Colville Reservation lands. Meanwhile, a brush fire between Pateros and Brewster burned about 70 acres. That fire was first reported at 2:50 in the afternoon by someone who said they saw a power transformer pole catch on fire. Crews worked through the night, extinguishing the blaze. Also, if you weren't aware of the nationwide emergency phone test yesterday morning, then you were probably a little surprised when your cell phone sounded off at exactly 11:18. The test was part of the Federal Emergency Management Administration's test of a new wireless emergency alert system. It's kind of like a reverse 911 on the national level. The test was for a presidential alert, a type of wireless emergency alert only used for major emergencies that affect the entire country. This was the national version of alert messages like Amber and weather alerts from your local agencies. The tone, information, and vibration lasted for about a minute, ended with "This is a test and no action is needed." Also, a looming financial crisis has prompted calls for changes in the way Pangbourne Airport is managed and operated. The airport's governing board met this week to discuss the current joint operating agreement between the port districts of Chelan and Douglas counties. The current agreement has Chelan County paying 70% of the airport's costs. Commissioners with the Port of Douglas County maintain that they can't afford to continue to contribute their 30% share, and they're considering terminating the agreement. The 2 boards discussed some possible future financing solutions, including Chelan County's suggestion that Douglas County consider lifting its levy lid. Douglas County Port Commissioner Jim Huffman, though, not thrilled with that idea.
You know, this really stretches our resources thin, no matter how you cut it. I think that trying to rely on a levy lid lift just puts us back at ground zero, because I don't think it's going to happen if it's voter approved. I think we've already gotten feedback on resistance to that from both the mayor and the county. So I wouldn't want to rely on that as any kind of a long-term solution.
The Pangbourne's 10-year capital budget includes about $10 million of additional needed airport projects between the years 2019 and 2028. Those are not eligible for federal funds and must be financed using only local money. Now, that would require a $6.8 million contribution from the Port of Chelan County and a $2.9 million contribution from the Port of Douglas County. Governing Board Chairman Rory Turner says timing is critical.
We have more momentum right now than we have had, I think, forever, along with your help, in the previous administration at Port of Chelan, we extended that runway and attracted a lot of people because of that. We just got everything in place right now, and we can't take our eye off the prize, which is making this the nicest regional airport and the fastest growing regional airport in the state. That's why I'm concerned with, punting this to a 2-year study. That's not going to help us. I think that, we need to get there ultimately, perhaps, to a different funding model.
At Tuesday's afternoon meeting, Chelan County Port Manager Patrick Jones said the current agreement is broken, and he contends that the tax option isn't that onerous when you consider the stakes.
$3 million over 10 years is achievable. It's not a giant number, and I think we can get there, and I think the community can get there if they understand what the money's going towards.
Tuesday's board meeting ended with the two entities apparently agreeing to create a task force comprised of local community and elected leaders to help make some recommendations on how to proceed forward. Speaking of the airport, East Wenatchee hosts the annual Wings and Wheels Festival this coming weekend. The event celebrates the historic 1931 nonstop flight from Japan to East Wenatchee. In fact, yesterday, a delegation from our sister city of Misawa, Japan, was greeted at East Wenatchee City Hall by our own Mariachi Wenatchee. Nice greeting there at East Wenatchee City Hall yesterday. Meanwhile, we have something to share with you. This is the new Miss Vidal Memorial at Sabashiro Beach near Misawa, Japan. It's near the takeoff point for that non-stop historic flight back in 1931. Now, it's interesting that the original memorial was washed out to sea with that big tsunami back in 2011 that struck the island. Pangbourne Airport has numerous displays and exhibits during the festival. In fact, Miss Vidal will also be seen flying over the valley during that big event. And then they have a car show at the park as well.
It's a big event.
All part of Wings and Wheels.
It's one of my favorite stories when Chase was 7 or 8 years old. He was playing youth football, and they were playing over at the Sterling Complex on the Saturday of Wings and Wheels. And they used to have an airplane parade. They don't do the parade anymore, but they still have Miss Vidal up there. And it was in the middle of this youth football game, and here comes the planes with Miss Vidal in the lead, and they just stopped the game.
Yeah.
And the kids just...
Well, it makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, the kids just watched the planes fly by, and then they went back and played football.
Pratt and Whitney engines,
They
they really rumble through the sky there.
Check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. 18 minutes after the hour, the news with Grant Olson comes your way. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10 are your 3 chances to find out what happened on this Thursday with Grant Olson in the anchor chair. He also handles the weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom with sports. That's our newscast at 5, 6, and 10. Also available on demand on our website at ncwlife.com and at our Facebook page about 5:30-ish or so. More on the ishy side. And don't forget, we have live volleyball tonight from the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. We'll preview that when we get to sports. If you want to be a part of the news team, you don't get paid, but you get our respect, and there are any number of ways for you to get a hold of us, Steve.
Well, we're thankful to you for sharing your news suggestions. Again, you can contact us on our website at ncwlife.com. You can also write to us via email. news@ncwlife.com is our address. Also talk to us on Facebook and Twitter, as always. And then we have a breaking news hotline. You can call us with breaking news, and that, of course, is 888-6295, 888-NCWL.
I love your body language today, Steve.
Well, I'm kicked back.
Hey, we're going to do this. Hey, when I come back, I got some sports. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
That's what news guys do.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter And like us on
where
Facebook.
we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Welcome back. Fair skies, 41 degrees outside of our studios, mid-60s or so for the afternoon high, but the long-term forecast for today and right through the weekend is temperatures below normal. Let's take a look at sports. The Eastmont football program has gone to the state playoffs just 6 times in school history. The last time was in 2012 when the Wildcats finished atop the Big Nine standings with an 8-2 record, and then they lost to Auburn in the first round of the state playoffs. That would have been when the current seniors at Eastmont were 9 or 10 years old. For senior defensive back Jordan Jessup and his classmates, they'd like to change that.
Nah, I think we actually did want to come out and prove ourselves and make sure everyone knows this is a Eastmont that's going to continue to keep winning and keep getting better, and people are going to start knowing our name and everything.
Why is that important, do you think, for you guys?
I don't know, because no one's really came out or really looked at the team, I guess. I don't know. It's just good and to know that a local team here is doing good, you know.
Head coach Michael Don is in his 4th year at helming the Eastmont football program. His Wildcats have finished 5-4, 1-9, and 6-4. This year, his Wildcats are off to a 4-1 start, and Coach Don says it's been a challenge to change the mindset of the program.
I don't think so. Even when we first started, year 2 for us was a big shock for us as a culture. We didn't think we were where we were. We thought we would be a lot better. We thought we had a good group of kids, and it just didn't go our way. And we realized we had a lot of holes in what we were trying to do. And we sat down with the returning players, and we sat down with the young guys, and we decided, what are we going to do about this, and how are we going to change? We really live by the no BCD, no blame, complain, defend. It's solve. We want to solve problems. And so when we have an issue, we sit down and we figure out how to solve it, as opposed to complaining about it. It's what can we do to get better. As a coach, my job's not to sit there and go, well, I don't have players or I don't have this. It's to, how can I get these guys to play at their highest level possible?
Wildcats travel to Davis tomorrow night, trying to win its 2nd consecutive Big Nine game to try and keep pace with Wenatchee Panthers and the Sunnyside Grizzlies, who are sitting atop the Big Nine football standings. We'll preview the Wenatchee Panthers and the West Valley Rams. They have a contest to do battle, lead off the field at the Apple Bowl tomorrow night. We'll preview that contest on tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. On the prep schedule for today, let's go to the pitch. There's your soccer schedule. Lake Roosevelt travels to Manson. Chelan is at Omak. Those get underway at 4:30 because they don't have lights at those stadiums. Okanagan is at Kashmir under the lights at 6:30. Wenatchee is at Sunnyside, and West Valley is at Eastmont. In soccer, on the volleyball courts tonight, Cascade Christian travels to Walla Walla Academy. That's a 5:30 start. Aniat is at Riverside Christian. Manson is at Bridgeport. Waterville, Mansfield at Soap Lake. This is all volleyball. Chelan is at Omak. Okanagan is at Kashmir. And tonight on the NCW Live channel, we'll have live volleyball between Wenatchee and Eisenhower. Eric Granstrom and Leanne Branham will be courtside. Panthers trying to rebound from a loss to West Valley on Tuesday. The Cadets are looking for their 2nd win of the season. Pre-game 6:50, first serve 7 o'clock right here live on the NCW Life channel. Everybody into the pool. Eastmont hosts West Valley and Sunnyside in a double duel, 4 o'clock. And just a heads up for the big 11 dive meet. That is tomorrow at noon, also at the Eastmont YMCA Aquatic Center. Finally, the American League wild card game last night. Aaron Judge hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. Luis Severino was stellar on the mound. The Yankees ended Oakland's season with a 7-2 victory. Giancarlo Stanton also went deep for the Yankees. Luke Voigt contributed a 2-run triple. New York heads to the American League Division Series against Boston on Friday, and there's your schedule. You see it. The National League Division Series gets underway today. Colorado at Milwaukee, 2:07 first pitch on FS1. Dodgers host Atlanta at 5:37, only available on the MLB Network. The American League Divisional Series starts tomorrow. Cleveland will be in Houston at 11:05. That's followed, of course, by the Yankees at Fenway Park in Boston. Both of those games, by the way, televised on TBS. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 25 minutes after the hour, it's time for the Obscure Holiday. And today's Obscure Holiday, let us talk about tacos. A little play on words there. Thank you. Thank you very much. It is October 4th, and that means it's the perfect excuse to eat tacos all day today. I love tacos. Best tacos in town are usually the ones that you make yourself. It's a little labor intensive, but it really isn't too bad. And you can put whatever you want to on it. Most restaurants, of course, will let you put whatever you want on your taco, and a lot of restaurants will have specials on tacos. Today, you can have a breakfast taco or a breakfast burrito, but it's supposed to be tacos, and then another taco for lunch, and then maybe 10 or 12 for dinner. Today is Taco Day. Spend the entire day eating tacos. I will do my part. Maybe if I quit eating tacos so much, I wouldn't dream about being trapped in Willie Nelson's laundry hamper. Let's do today in history, shall we? October 4th, 1895, 123 years ago, the very first U.S. Open men's golf tournament was held at the Newport Country Club in Newport, Rhode Island. The winner was Horace Rawlins. He was an Englishman. He shot a 91 and then an 82. They only played 36 holes. Back in those days, he was the first champion of the U.S. Open 123 years ago. It was at a country club, so yes, you had to wear collared shirts. October 4th, 1927, 91 years ago. What's that, you might say? That's Mount Rushmore. Before they got to work. Yes, Mount Rushmore, the sculpting of Mount Rushmore began on this date 91 years ago. It took 14 years to complete. So that's what Mount Rushmore looked like before George and Abe. There you go, before George and Abe and Tom and Teddy showed up. George doesn't look too good, does he? October 4th, 1957, 61 years ago today, the space race officially began. Sputnik 1, launched by the Soviet Union, became the first artificial object to orbit the Earth. And you could see it with your naked eye, and it freaked a lot of Americans out. Ooh, look what they did. We better get busy. And we did. And finally, October 4th, 1967, 51 years ago today, there's the ticket. The Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals played Game 1 of the World Series, the 64th World Series at Fenway Park in Boston. Why do we bring this up? It was the first World Series in 18 years that did not have either the Yankees, the Dodgers, or the Giants playing in the World Series, which still is America's greatest sporting event. And finally, let's do some birthdays for you. Whenever a president celebrates a birthday, we mark it here, and there's Rutherford B. Hayes, who was the 19th president of the United States. He was born in the state in 1822, died at the age of 70 in 1893. If you think the 2000 presidential election between Gore and Bush was a real nasty campaign, it had nothing on the disputed election of 1876. It's too convoluted for me to explain here, but you'll have to read up on it yourself. But Rutherford B. Hayes won the disputed election of 1876, and I mean disputed. And 7 U.S. presidents served in combat in the Civil War, but Rutherford B. Hayes was the only president who was actually wounded in action during the Civil War. Who else was born in the state? How about Charlton Heston? There he is, the actor, director, of course, gun rights activist, was born in the state in 1923, passed away 10 years ago at the age of 84. The 10 Commandments, Ben-Hur, Touch of Evil, El Cid, Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston was born in the state in 1923. Anne Rice, Life is Good for Anne, author of the Vampire Chronicles, which is a pretty good read, I got to tell you. Anne Rice, the American author, is 77 years old today, and Baseball Hall of Famer Tony La Russa is 74 years old today. 3 times world champion. He managed the Oakland A's to the 1989 World Championship, and of course a couple of times with St. Louis, 4 times the Manager of the Year, and inducted into Baseball's Hall of Fame in 2014. Happy birthday to Tony La Russa. All right, just about the bottom of the hour, we're going to take a quick break. We got Mike Magnotti coming up. Everybody's entitled to his opinion, plus Darci Christoferson from the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. But first, let's get Sullivan the dog home. It's Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
here with the NCW Life Channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Sullivan.
This is Sullivan. Isn't he beautiful?
Oh, he's gorgeous.
He is one of our really wonderful cases. He's been at the shelter since maybe about June, but he came in extremely thin. He was found wandering, and he had been chewing on his tail, and he needed a lot of attention, and he gets really stressed out in a kennel situation. So we put him into foster care, and some wonderful foster parents have been taking amazing care of him. He is just so sweet, aren't you, buddy? And his tail's doing really good. He just needs to be in a quiet house that has a routine. Probably older kids would be okay. He's great with dogs, likes younger dogs actually, but probably not with a lot of strangers coming in and out because he gets a little stressed out. And then, but look at how sweet you are. Yes.
And how old is he?
He's 4.
Okay.
He's 4. And if you're interested in meeting Sullivan, call the Humane Society and ask for one of our staff to coordinate so that the foster parents could bring Sullivan in and meet them.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. The 16th annual Wings and Wheels is happening this weekend at Eastmont Community Park. There will be a cruise, car show, activities for kids, and more. The Leavenworth Oktoberfest Marathon and Half Marathon is happening this Saturday. Go to teddriven.com/Leavenworth-marathon to register. For more information on other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Collins Fashions has your lifestyle in mind. Casual to special occasions, head-to-toe styling, foundations to shoes, jewelry, scarves, handbags, awesome gifts too. Denim brands from Liverpool, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, French dressing, all fits and sizes. Slacks from Joseph Ribkoff, Renoir, Tribal, and Elliott Lauren. Easy care and flattering. Stylish sweaters from Icelandic, Curio, and Tribal. Great selection of cashmere sweaters and scarves too. We always have you in mind at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you ever think about this? You know, you have a wife or a girlfriend, and sometimes you don't treat her very nice. You figure, hey, this is my private life. It's nobody's business if I'm a jerk now and then. Besides, you think the wife, the girlfriend, they're sometimes less than pleasant themselves, so it's her fault if you end up getting mad at her and if you call her names, something like that, right? Well, let me tell you something. There's a good chance that someone's therapist knows all about you. I mean, you never know. If you ask any mental health professional, they'll be able to tell you that they have a client or two whose significant other has no idea that they've sought therapy. And I tell you, that's something maybe you should think about. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Leavenworth Oktoberfest. Fall is in the air and so is the aroma of sizzling bratwurst. It's time once again for the Leavenworth Oktoberfest. Enjoy 3 full weekends of fun for everyone. Your thirst will be satisfied with a variety of authentic German beer, and your hunger will be filled with German brats right off the grill. The sounds of Oompa will be delivered in 4 venues with live non-stop entertainment. For information or to purchase tickets, go on to LeavenworthOktoberfest.com.
This is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at ncwlife.com.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time. Yes, I was one of the Andrews sisters, till I found out I was a guy. I'm just kidding. We'd love to talk apple blossom with Darci Christoferson, and by golly, we're doing it again today. She is the festival administrator, and the 100th Apple Blossom Festival, the Centennial, is coming up the last weekend in April and the first weekend in May. And here to talk all things apple blossom with her regularly scheduled visit is Darci Christoferson. Daddy, say hi.
Hi.
Darci, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Really, really well. Let's go chronologically because we're now into October, and on October 27th is the first
gig,
really, of your year,
yeah,
I guess.
It's
It's the Apple Blossom Auction.
Yeah, our fiscal year starts September 1, so our kickoff to our year is our auction. It's our 23rd year of doing our auction, and we have about 35 tables sold already.
Oh, wow.
And we can really only sell about 40 because we have so much stuff in the Wenatchee Center that we can't have too many tables. So. Our goal, of course, is 40, so if you're interested in going to this fun night, it's $50 a ticket, or you can buy a table of 10 for $500. It's a Halloween theme this year, so everyone loves the Halloween theme and loves dressing up. We have over 300 items. We haven't figured out all of our live stuff yet, but we have some pretty cool things. And then, of course, we have lots of games and lots of fun things that we do throughout the night. But it really is one of the most fun things we do, and it's a huge fundraiser for us. It gets us to our royalty scholarships, and with our 100th coming, we have a lot extra expenses that we normally don't have for the festival. So this auction will really help us with that.
Same deal as the last couple of years. You've kind of toned down the live auction part of it, and you've ratcheted up the silent auction part of it, right?
Yeah, we just kind of learned that, you know, you don't need 25 live items. You just need like 12 really awesome live items. So that's kind of what we've done, and it actually has made us more money because then we have some really cool silent stuff too. So it's always fun watching the fights of last year it was a Yeti cooler that everybody was fighting over, and this refrigerator, this Coors Light refrigerator, I think was another thing that everybody was fighting over. So it's always kind of fun to watch well, I don't mean fighting, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, friendly competition.
But it's always fun to watch everybody kind of run back and forth to the different sections. So
who's the auctioneer?
The auctioneer's Cody Hodge.
Well, there you go.
Yep,
Yeah.
Cody Hodge. I think I've only had Cody not be there 1 year, and I can't remember why he wasn't, but you know, Cody makes us a lot of money. He does really.
First of all, he's incredibly good at what he does.
He's amazing.
And he's entertaining as all get out.
And he knows everybody, so he points fingers at, you need to spend more money, you need to spend more money. So, yeah, I can't imagine our auction without Cody. And then our MC will be Ron Bershauer.
Good.
So, yeah, so we're excited. So we just really encourage people that want to come and have some fun and kick off this Apple Blossom Festival to come to the auction, or you can donate an item. You know, if you're a business that isn't participating in the Apple Blossom Festival as a sponsor, this is a great way to do it. You know, you donate a $300 item, and then you're a sponsor at that level throughout the whole year. So,
and that's how a lot of people initially get involved with the festival.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they gave you something with a retail value of $400, and 20 years later, they're director general.
Yeah,
I mean, it's happened.
It's very true. Or they'll say, okay, I'll throw in $400, and then I'll give you $100 in cash. So, so that's really, you're right, how a lot of our sponsors continue to sponsor is by just donating the auction first.
Before I forget, food and drink?
Oh yes, it's a buffet dinner, and then we have hosted beer, and then of course a no-host bar, and then all kinds of games. You know, we have Quino.
Quino's back.
There might be a little something in your Quino cup that you might get when you buy your Quino number. But
and for those of you who just, they have the raffle too, right? I mean,
we have a raffle.
Right.
We have heads and tails.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just lots of fun. It's so fast too. I mean, you're not bored by any means that night.
Who chairs the auction this year?
Dina's actually chairing it. You know, she chaired it before, and you know, she is the director general, Dina Bollinger. But the auction is kind of more of a staff type thing with the items coming in and the program. That was the first thing my new assistant got to learn, was the auction program. So I'm like, here you go, day one. But it's kind of more of a staff thing, and Dina just kind of does the decorations
and the work that they put in is insane.
It's
I've seen
crazy.
it. I've seen you kids on the setup and the teardown. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but we've done it for so long that it just kind of happens in our world. But it is a lot of work. A lot of work.
Exciting news last week for the centennial of the Apple Blossom Festival. The Queen and the two princesses, their scholarship money has gone up.
Yeah.
In fact, quite a bit up.
Quite a bit up, yes. This is something that we, the festival, and the Wenatchee Appalachians have talked about the last few years, but we didn't want to do it where we gave the princesses more money and the Wenatchee Appalachians weren't able to give the Queen more money. So we said, okay, we need to come up with like a 3-year plan to make this happen, and it would be great if it was for the 100th. And the Appalachians made it happen, and we made it happen. So the Queen will receive a $10,000 scholarship.
It used to be 6.
And it used to be 6.
Right.
And the princesses will receive a $5,000 scholarship, and that used to be $3,500. So.
Well, that's good.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And as you know, I mean, the cost of college is outrageous. You know, we have 3 in college right now, and it's like, ugh. But we believe these girls work so hard during their reign, and a lot of times they can't have a summer job because they're going to festivals, and so we just really wanted to get that dollar amount up to, you know, make it happen.
And that's
for
the
them.
first thing that the prospective senior girls at Wenatchee and Eastmont or homeschooled or River Academy, that's the first thing they learn when they go to the mandatory meetings coming up in November. This isn't a vacation. This is hard work, but if you're dedicated and you really want to go for it, first of all, if you get the coin, you get the $10,000 scholarship. But that's the first lesson that you teach them when you get together at the Wenatchee Convention Center next month, is that if you're in, this is what you can expect.
Yeah, and you know, we have that meeting and we sit down with the girls and we sit down with their parents and go over all of this. But I think it's one of those things that you still never know until you do it. You know, it is like a job. I mean, you are busy every single day when you become a royalty member. And really when you're top 10 also, you know, that the whole month of January, you're busy doing other things. And really being a part of Apple Blossom besides school comes first. So we make that very, very clear. And that's why we decided that it was time to raise the scholarships.
But it changes your life
It does
forever,
change your life.
doesn't
You
it?
know, Greta went through Rush at Wazoo,
Good.
and she's like, it was so easy because I did it already. You know, I did all of that already by running for Apple Blossom. So, you know, it helps you so much later in life, job interviews, whatever it is. So.
You become a very accomplished young woman, and then before you know it, you're leading the community in any number of ways. Darci was royalty, but they're all, I mean, all you know, I go all the way back to Sharon Udegaard and Albertson Deal and all the way through. I mean, I know all of these ladies.
Megan Vibert, you know, these young ladies that become women still are mentors to our royalty program. So.
A certain Julie Kuntz.
Yep, Julie Kuntz, Del Haley. I mean, there's just so many of them. And whether, you know, Kaylee O'Kelly, Anita Hartog, you know, they're out there. Lindsay France, you know, they're out there as newscasters and doing amazing things. And it's really great for this generation to see these women from the 80s and 90s, you know, succeed. And a lot of the reason why they are succeeding is because they had that first step with Apple Blossom.
And it's amazing how much the top 10 candidates grow just in the 1 month when they, okay, you're in the top 10 and the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is here and this is the way they go. That even that 1 month, they change dramatically.
They blossom.
Yeah.
But they really do, and that's the most fun thing for me. Is I love that top 10 process, and it's not just watching the 3 girls that continue on to Royalty Blossom, but it really is the remaining 7. That's the most fun part for me, is that this girl would never have been able to get in front of 1,000 people and give the speech and do the judging process all day long if it wasn't for the 3-week journey that we put her through. And it's just so much fun seeing that. And those are my favorite thank you notes, is from the girls that didn't continue on to royalty, and how being just in the top 10 changed their life and changed their perspective of what they want to do later in life.
And we still get thank you notes, which is really cool. We get notes, and they're handwritten notes from
You will always get handwritten notes from us.
That's a classic
You
touch.
will not get text messages.
While we're talking about royalty, with the centennial coming up, with this Milk Growers Grand Parade and the 100th Apple Blossom Festival, obviously you're bringing back as much royalty as you can possibly bring back for the parade. How is that process going?
It's going. We've kind of waited to do the sign-up application process until after the auction, just for us, for paperwork. But you know, I've sent out emails to all the past director generals, chancellors, chaperones, and of course past royalty, and the emails are coming in saying, I'm coming. So once the auction's over, then we'll have a better plan of who actually is coming home. But we'll have our festival dance on Friday, and the public is invited. It's not just about the past royalty and chaperones and director generals and chancellors. It's, you know, open to the community, and Matt Cadman will be the MC for that event, so that'll be really kind of fun.
Well, he's kind of shy, kind of a
I know, I was
wallflower.
really worried about that. But he'll be the MC, so he's super excited. He has a lot of tradition growing up in Wenatchee with the festival ball, actually. He was an escort back in the 70s. And so yeah, we're super excited. So once the auction's over, then we'll kind of get back in the transition of the 100th, and the documentary is going great. The downstairs of our office is turned into a studio. Okay. So the North 40 guys have been interviewing all kinds of people getting information about the festival and why people volunteer and why they love the royalty process so much. So it's been kind of fun seeing people wander through. So.
You brought up an important point, Darci. We don't talk about this nearly enough. Darci has a staff. It's Darci and it's
Aaron.
Yep. You got the new person in there as well. But Darci is answerable to a board of directors, and it's the board of directors who are the overseers. The Appalachians are the host, and they all kind of tie in together. But the board of directors are all volunteers, and they're your bosses.
Yep, they are. Yeah, Dina Bollinger's my boss right now, and then we have 11 other board members. And they're very busy. They take this auction very serious because they know, again, how much money it makes us to continue throughout the year. So yeah, we're a busy board. We meet once a month, and then you sign up for everything as a board member. You got to work the beer garden, you got to work in the information booth, help out with the auction. Either you go and spend money, or you volunteer and help. So that's the rule as a board member. You either spend a lot of money or you spend a lot of hours helping us.
Right. This is kind of cool. This is an email from Glenn Widener, who's the retired battalion chief, and he came up with this little idea. You want to explain it?
Well, I don't know all of it yet.
Well, we all know about the Seafair Pirates, and they come all the time.
They do.
They come with their big ship, and they go down the parade route, and they fire the cannon off and scare me. But Glenn came up with this idea. He kind of combination of the Shriners and their little cars, and the Seafair Pirates, and he decided to come up with Apple Blossom Clowns.
Yep.
A sanction. He said he floated this idea by Darci, and you said, "Go for it, Glenn."
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Great idea.
Glenn's looking for prospective clowns, and unlike the Seafair Pirates, which is like a year-round organization that are constantly going out and doing fundraisers and visiting kids in hospitals and stuff, this is just a 2 or 3 week commitment around the Apple Blossom Festival.
Right.
Dress up like a clown and go have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're interested, if you think you might like to be an Apple Blossom clown for the centennial, and I love this idea, get a hold of Glenn or email me or Facebook message me or get a hold of us here at the NCW Live channel, and I'll get you in touch with Glenn, whose clown name is Matches.
I love
which
that.
Which makes perfect sense for a guy who fought fires for 35 years. So let's see if we can get this Apple Blossom Clown organization
and
up and running.
There is a rumor out there that there will be an alumni band of the possible Wenatchee and Eastmont bands.
That would be cool.
I know.
That would be cool.
So, I'll.
Is there anything? I mean, well, now you're talking parade a little bit here. I mean, it's the 100th. What else is?
I'm not telling yet. I'm not telling yet.
Have you picked a Grand Marshal yet?
I'm not telling yet. It's
Maybe
only October. We don't announce those things.
I don't know. Apple Blossom auction on the 27th. Mandatory meetings October 27th. November 27th is mandatory meetings. The top 10 announcement is January 9th.
Pageant is February 9th.
Pageant is February 9th.
Yep.
What am I forgetting anything?
And always go to our website, appleblossom.org, everything. And we already have the royalty manual on the website. So if you're thinking about running for Apple Blossom Royalty, you can check out the manual and get an idea of what it involves to be in Apple Blossom Royalty.
Don't print it up. It's 87 pages.
Yeah, don't print it. Just read it. And then our app also, you can go and download our app, which a big thank you to Crunch Pack for sponsoring that. So there's no excuse to not know what's happening during Apple Blossom because everything is on our website and on our app. And of course, you can always call us at 662-3616 or come by our office at 2 South Chelan Street.
Their brand new remodeled
office, thanks to the City of Wenatchee.
Are they doing some landscaping? I saw some folks out there.
There was a tree that was falling,
right.
So they had to get the tree. You know what it's like in a remodel? You think it's only going to take 3 weeks, and then
you find something behind a wall.
So this 3-week project has turned into a 3-month project, and sidewalks coming up because the roots are too big, and So the city, we want to thank them, the City of Wenatchee, because this, like I said, this little project has become this big project. But it is a historic building.
Yeah.
So it does need to be spruced up, right? So you tell your brother that.
Well, it's funny because
when he's complaining.
I was talking to my brother last week. I go, how's it going? He goes, you know what I discovered? He goes, Darci and Shiloh pretty much run this town. And I just, I show up at city council meetings every once in a while.
That's so not true. So not true. I just asked for paint and carpet, and it just got a little out of hand.
One last question, I'm going to cut you loose. As an Eastmonter, what's it like to sit in leave off the field of the Apple Bowl and cheer on the Panthers?
Well, you know, when your kids play
Yeah.
as a Panther, you just kind of, you know, forget all that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's Eastmont and Wenatchee, I always sing the Eastmont fight song.
Well, yeah, because I mean, that's your
it's
alma
like-
mater. That's
yeah,
absolutely
I
totally
always
acceptable.
say, and a lot of my parent friends at Wenatchee are Eastmont alumni. So, you know, we'll
It's not like it used to be. And by that I mean it's better because these kids all know each other.
Yes,
When I was in high school,
absolutely.
when Darci was in high school,
Right.
we never played each other. They
We
were in different
never.
leagues and different. And I think it's better. I
Yeah.
think these kids know each other. They've played youth football together
Yep.
and they've done organizations and groups, be it scouting or whatever. So they all know.
I mean, they definitely want to beat each other. And
Yeah.
I think this year, the Eastmont Wenatchee game
it's gonna be epic.
will
It's
be
gonna be
great
epic.
just because it's
Well,
going
last
to
year's
come.
was.
Yeah.
It was a great
It'll
game
come
last
down
year.
to
Yeah.
something
We're talking
this
football.
year.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a Wildcat and a Willy Cat,
Yeah,
so
that's
always
perfectly
will
acceptable.
be that. And of course, Erin Boatwright, who I just
Yeah.
hired, she's a graduate from 2014 from Eastmont. So these Eastmont girls, you know,
They're going
we
great
got
guns.
it. We got it. But go
Panthers
Panthers this
rock.
weekend.
It's all one big. This is why the
we're
show is
one
called
big-
Wake Up Wenatchee
that's right.
Valley. That's why
exactly.
we call
We're
it
one
that.
big, and we want both. It's just like the Huskies and the Cougars. I am not.
Yeah.
And even though I have a daughter that's a Cougar now, I still love the Huskies.
Oh, sure. And you
because
always
we have
will.
kids that play on that
Yeah.
team, and so I root for both.
Yep. Right down the middle with Darci. All right. So I see you again soon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, I
okay.
won't see you till November,
Okay.
but so it'll be after the auction, and then we'll really talk royalty and documentary, and maybe we'll have a little something that we can show of the documentary.
Yes. If you could give us just,
because
like a
we're-
4-minute clip, I would. Yeah. That would be
Because
awesome.
we'll have something for the auction, so I can replay it for you in November.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
I'm not singing.
Darci, say bye.
Bye bye bye.
Jenny, say bye. We'll be right back.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job.
I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A couple of minutes left on this Thursday edition before we wrap it up and get ready to do a Friday edition. But before we do that, we have a newscast to put together for tonight. News guy Steve Hare has returned from the bullpen, as we like to call it around here. What are we working on for the 5 o'clock news?
A couple of stories I'm working on for the 5 o'clock news this afternoon. We have a disturbing situation here in Wenatchee where apparently we have a individual, a male suspect, who is approaching women on the canal, the irrigation canal between Castle Rock Avenue and 5th Street, which is kind of a lengthy stretch of that canal. Very popular for people walking or, just hiking. And apparently we have a suspect who's on the loose out there approaching women and making remarks to them and touching and that type of thing. So police have some advice for you on that. That's coming up at 5. Also, we visited Chateau Fair-LaPont yesterday. It's the harvest time for wine grape growers, and tell you what, Looks like it's going to be a vintage year. We'll tell you more about the big crush that's going on right now.
Let's take a quick look at your weather forecast before we get you out the door. It looks something like this. All of these temperatures that you see across the board all the way till next Wednesday are below normal. That's 65, by the way, 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. We only hit 55 on Wednesday. It was chilly. So sunshine mixed with clouds, slight chance of some light rain on Friday night. Outside of that, fairly dry with cooler than normal temperatures. On tomorrow's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll be talking about the Local Tel Events Center at the Pybus Public Market. Gil Sparks, Catherine Grove, and Brenda Mendalis.
Open house.
On this program tomorrow. Until then, have yourself a great Thursday. Bye-bye.